The Great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
I trust him.
The Republic are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Mandy bags, please.
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I've cooked that much bacon over the years. Surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. There's one weekend that the staff of East Coast trains dread more than any other.
The train will get a delay, definitely.
A weekend that brings delays, cancellations, distraught customers, and no end of hassles for the staff.
Very, very busy. The queue is very enormous. Oh, the whole station is crowded.
Welcome to the long Easter weekend. The only weekend that strikes fear into the heart of even the most seasoned employees across the entire East Coast network.
What the? Hang on a minute.
Whether in the control centre...
On the weekends as busy as this, the objective is for it to go as smoothly as possible.
On the platform...
We're doing a job, we're getting money for our families. We're not here, we don't want any hassle.
Or on board the trains.
Your ticket is for standard and this is first class.
Over this bank holiday, every train carriage is booked to capacity, and the staff up and down the line are primed to face whatever the British public can throw at them.
They'll not let passengers off, you see, till they cuff them or they get them under control.
Oh, and it's snowing. So all in all, the perfect ingredients for utter chaos. It's the morning of Maundy Thursday, traditionally East Coast's busiest day of the year. And the holiday hordes have begun to descend upon King's Cross Station. Today, over 19,000 passengers will try to squeeze into 75 trains, desperate to make the most of their Easter break. And bracing itself for this mass migration is the station's frontline team, which will be doing everything humanly possible to process the crowds and get Britain moving through the mayhem.
The busiest time of year at King's Cross, Christmas and the New Year period, and Easter. Easter tends to be busier overall because there's not a sort of run-up to it. We have Good Friday and Maundy Thursday is the busiest day. And people tend to want to go away on either one of those 2 days for a long weekend.
Even with the East Coast All-Stars out in force, some best-laid plans are already going astray.
Have a nice trip, sir. Okay, happy Easter to you. You okay there, sir?
Customer service assistant Joe has jumped into the passenger fray, guiding customers through their last-minute ticket purchases before panic or confusion take hold.
You need help there? Where are you traveling?
One single, please, to Wellington.
Yeah, let me sort you out. You just go this way. Most of the Easter weeks in East Coast is always very, very busy. Our job is to make sure we meet our customer expectations, to make them very, very happy, especially with Easter week. Have a nice weekend, madam. In a couple of hours, it will be very, very busy. The whole station will be chaos. But we are very prepared. I've been doing this job for 9 years. I like working with people. It's something I love very much. I love talking to people and helping them as well. I will take you to the counter. Just come with me to the counter.
But for one passenger, the Monday-Thursday madness is all too much.
Oh my God, it's my best friends. We're going away to celebrate their wedding.
No, it's very okay. We're on the case.
I'm
So you
getting
just have to
sorted.
calm
22
down.
seconds.
You don't have to cry.
The customer is on her way to her best friend's wedding, but she just realized she should have printed her own online tickets at home, and her train is about to board.
That's what I was
Nothing to
checking.
worry about it. That's all the solution. Can you please check the confirmation on your email, on your BlackBerry?
I got it because it doesn't save my emails that far back. I didn't press print at home. I pressed print at the station. I know what it is.
She bought her ticket on the internet, and then it was print a home ticket.
No, I didn't press
Madam,
print
you
at
don't need to
home.
cry. You need to calm down. What you've done.
I
is
didn't
going to-
press print at home. I know I didn't press print at home. I'd never print at home.
Here you go. You got a print at home ticket.
I know I didn't. Thank you.
Okay, sorted anyway, okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Because when I look at it, I knew that it was print a home ticket.
Not a good start to the weekend.
That's okay. It's a good
Can only
start.
get better.
Hey, it's getting better now.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing Easter. Thank you for making my day. Thank you both.
Bye-bye, madam. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Thank you.
I always like happy ending anyway.
Finally, everything has been done, and she's very happy.
In the ticket office, tickets are swapping hands left, right and centre, but behind the scenes, never was so much work for so many done by so few.
What I'm doing here is that I'm ripping all the tickets ready as the reservations to go on board the train. We print them, but they've got to be ripped by hand. We do an average of 29,000 labels a day.
His name is Peter, and they call him the fastest ticket tearer in the East.
Coming as it is now at Easter, we're probably doing about 34,000 a day. It's just continuous process all day. That's all you're doing all day.
And you need to see the speed that he gets.
As I say, it's a good job. It keeps you going. As you can see, the pile is building up there now. That pile doubles just for one train.
Next time you reserve a seat, spare a thought for Peter and his lightning hands.
Steve, there's a lady at the taxi drop-off point. She needs help. We need 2 VR wheelchairs and 1 luggage. If you could just maybe get a trolley ready, over.
Anne is normally behind the scenes running the East Coast Assisted Travel Department. But today, because it's the busiest day of the year, it's all hands on deck, and she's helping her team on the front line.
What I'm doing now is to book jobs for people that have booked their assistance, whether it's with luggage, with wheelchair, with prams, etc. So that goes on throughout the day. So today, there is 119 book jobs coming throughout the day. Can I borrow you to do me a couple of jobs? Yes, yeah? This is my little additional page, and that could end up being a full page by the end of the day. So the aim is anyone who's asked for assistance, we give them the assistance there. They are not left on the train, they are not met. That's what we do. So the boys and girls are running around like crazy, making sure everyone's met.
Because once the platform's open, everybody runs, you know, if it as well. I wouldn't mind, but I'm only going up for Are you smiling? I didn't even know where I was when I came in.
Oh, so you know now, yeah? That's the old business.
Yeah.
King's Cross is the East Coast Line's largest station, and some passengers need a little help to navigate its 7,000 square meters and find the right platform.
Are we here now?
Yeah, we're getting that, miss. Thank you, take care. Bye-bye.
There is not a single train or platform change at King's Cross that is not under the beady eye of the backroom boys in central control. Today, the entire East Coast network is in the hands of Duty Operations Manager Robin, a man who dreams of a quiet life.
It's boarding. That's absolutely excellent, Graham. Thank you very much for that news. He's approaching Potter's Bar as we speak.
Robin has been doing this long enough to be wary of the holiday weekend.
It's a day of heightened awareness because we know we've got more people travelling. We stretch our diagrams so we have additional trains from London to Newcastle, and we also have an additional later train from Edinburgh to London King's Cross. Obviously, on a weekend as busy as this, the objective is for it to go as smoothly as possible, and fingers crossed, hopefully it will all go according to plan.
But Robin's a seasoned pro, and he knows that the likelihood of a carefree Easter is very slim.
One of the lads took it a little bit too far. He actually grabbed her head. That isn't right. That's assault to me.
The cathedral city of York is one of the busiest stations on the East Coast line. At the start of Easter weekend, one of the busiest weekends in the travel calendar, it's an especially popular destination. Most days you'll find guardian angel Julie helping travellers down on the platform, and when necessary on the track.
There you go. All right.
But today, Yorkshire lass Julie is nowhere to be seen. She's hidden away and revealing her more refined side.
The 1229 East Coast service to London King's Cross is at platform 5.
Calling at Doncaster, Newark Northgate, Peterborough and London King's Cross. A cafe, bar and trolley service are provided for our customers in first class. A complimentary offer is available. Nobody can, even family don't realise it's me. So no, I'm quite posh on there. I have my posh voice on this. And I'll just have my rough and ready voice when I'm out on platform. This is where we can see what's coming into the station, what's going out, what's delayed, and do all the announcements from here.
Customers awaiting the 1234 East Coast service to Newcastle. This service today will depart from platform 5.
And while Julie uses that voice, everybody hears what she's got to say.
All right, bye. It was my boss, he said I was too loud, but it was a platform alteration. So if you don't shout, well, no, not shout, that's the wrong word. If I don't speak loudly, people miss it and they'll say, well, I never heard them announcements. Well, they will, they won't miss this one when I've shouted on it, will they?
Easter weekend means every soul in the station is at their post, not just whistleblowers and ticket inspectors, also some of the more specialised railway workers.
You want your shoes cleaning?
The strangest thing that's ever happened to me as a railway chaplain was coming back from Newcastle. There was a hen party on the train, and they actually thought I was the stripper gram. So they handcuffed me with pink fluffy handcuffs, and I travelled all the way to York, much to the amusement of the staff, I hasten to add, before they would release me, having then had a glass of champagne with them, and actually succumbing to undoing my clerical shirt to a certain degree, but proving that I actually was the railway chaplain. But it was a rather surreal experience.
When he's not stripping off his collar for confused hens on trains, railway chaplain Stephen likes to offer a full service, especially at Easter time. Today, he's offering a charity shoe polish.
There you go, you can see your face in those.
So everyone can be showing off a holiday shine.
My role is railway chaplain, and I serve all of the train companies. You can have your shoes cleaned if you've got time, you know, as well. Are you dashing? OK, thank you. It's a good time, actually, to talk to people about lots of different things, people travelling. It's quite a remarkable thing when you hear the stories of why people are travelling around Easter. Hiya.
Not exactly the size of shoes that you can put.
Well, I can give them a clean with a wipe if you want.
All right.
These are like shiny white things that just kind of give it a bit of a... People find it strange, actually, when they encounter the railway chaplain, because people never expect the railway to have one. And yet many other industries do, obviously hospital chaplains, prison chaplains. And actually my role is very much the same as all of those. It's a role where it supports and provides a listening ear, confidential, impartial. Oh yeah, look at that now.
Hey, that's sparkling now. That is brilliant.
Compared to that one.
I know.
Thank you, that's lovely. You're a star, thanking you.
It's afternoon at King's Cross Station, and it seems like the whole city is descending for the big Easter getaway. And they've come in all shapes and sizes.
I'm off to Newcastle from a stag do, and it's very cold.
So, despite record numbers of passengers, everything's moving smoothly, for the time being at least.
Bravo calling Lima, over.
Operations manager Graham is on the platform, trying to get his 9 tracks of trains out safely and on time.
Today we've got about 18,500 passengers on all of our services. Just on the ones that are departing from King's Cross, a massive increase on what we would normally get throughout the day. So yeah, it makes us very busy today. And it's gradually got busier as the day's gone on, and the trains are going to now end up being full on departure from here.
So Graham is on high alert and poring over his train dispatch checklist.
We're just doing a pre-departure checks for make sure the train departs on time. Pre-departure checks are make sure the doors are closed, make sure there's no obstructions, that kind of thing. And hang on a minute. So it looks like we've got a problem with one of the watering points. Looks to be constantly blowing out water.
Just as a 2 p.m. to Aberdeen is good to go, Graham is hit by a splash of dodgy plumbing. Any hiccup could delay the train, causing an expensive knock-on effect across the network.
Platform number 1, this tanking point, it needs some immediate attention, Shaz. As soon as the guys lift it up, the water's spraying like across onto platform number 2 and over the overheads and everywhere. Well, as you can see, it's spraying water onto the platform, which ends up being a slip hazard for customers.
The train is ready to go, but the platform may have to be closed.
If there's not a quick fix available for the water, then we would look not to use platform 1. It provides tanking facilities for the whole train, so we would use alternative platforms. We only have 8 platforms available for use as opposed to 9.
Graham has been mopping up the problem, and the train is ready for departure. His last job is to make sure doors remain firmly closed, which means not everyone who wants to travel will be allowed to board.
It is, you're too late for those, so you've just missed it. 2 seconds, I'll come back to you. No, sorry. Doors are locked up. Yeah, it's gone 2 o'clock. Right, you've got the wrong platform, so you want that one there. You want the one next door? This one? Yeah, there. Successfully done.
It's the middle of the afternoon, and the crowds at King's Cross are reaching fever pitch. Every traveller seems to be competing for every seat.
Yeah, this is our first really busy train of the afternoon. We've got about 70 reserved in first class and 350 reservations in standard. With about 5 minutes to go, there's people standing in the ends of the carriages already.
It's impossible to plan for spur-of-the-moment passengers or predict how much luggage they might bring. And so every seat on the Edinburgh-bound train is full and the floor is packed to capacity. That means if passengers don't reserve or arrive early, they won't be boarding their preferred train.
Stop Do you have a seat reservation for it? No, it doesn't then.
If I had a reservation,
You would be able to, so you'll need to join the 16:30 because this one's already full. So this is our last departure to Aberdeen of the day. It's very busy, it's fully reserved. Passengers going to York and Darlington. There's other services they can use, so we ask that they use them rather than using the direct departures to Aberdeen.
It's after 6 p.m. and the end of workday. Rush hour crowds crash into an already frantic station, guaranteeing that all the day's remaining trains will be packed to the gills.
Shift in, please. Make your way in. Don't block the doors, please. Very, very busy. You can see yourself. You can see the lines.
The King's Cross team have already dispatched 61 trains today and have 14 more to go. But with more and more passengers turning up without tickets, the queues are getting longer and longer.
Any problem, you call for assistance on the machines. I will assist you, please.
It's getting fraught. Packed trains and crowded platforms. But East Coast's Easter Action Plan has so far kept everything on track. Always thinking ahead, station manager Gary is making sure that passengers will still be able to board already busy trains further down the line.
Can you make that 18, 19 and 18:30 full and standing in both, on both trains in standard accommodation?
Who are you phoning up?
Control.
All right. Okay. Are you? What's the first stop on this one?
Peterborough.
Right. So you're gonna? Do you contact?
I'll be ringing them as well.
It's full of standing for most of this. There are a couple of emptier carriages further down. He's going to phone Peterborough up, tell them where those carriages are, so we can try and marshal people into those areas. Right, time starts, so I'm happy with that. So it's great, mate. Most things have gone like clockwork, and that's largely down to the fact that the train service has been very, very good today. Very reliable.
And Monday madness comes to an end, after the staff managed to keep all the trains full and as close to time as they could.
That's it, another Monday, Thursday finished, time for home.
The East Coast team face 4 more days of Easter mayhem.
It looks like they've opened the doors now. They'll not let passengers off, you see, till they cuff them.
The East Coast train line sees 19 million passenger journeys a year, and on Easter long weekend, it feels like everyone is travelling at once. The busiest day of the year, Monday, Thursday, is out of the way. But today is Good Friday, and as another of the busiest holiday travel days of the year, it's a roller coaster all of its own. Claire is a train guard with 15 years at East Coast under her belt.
This is where the fun begins.
And she's on an early afternoon train headed out of King's Cross on its way up to Edinburgh.
Passengers booking tickets for the wrong day.
Among the Easter hordes are many less seasoned passengers who may only hit the rails once or twice a year.
Did you make a reservation, sir?
And often board the wrong train, sit in the wrong carriage, or struggle with seat reservations.
Your ticket is for standard and this is first class.
Checking tickets becomes an unpredictable business.
So, how did you come to manage to book the wrong day?
So I think that my daughter was just getting out of school and I calculated that she was coming out on the 28th and then we could leave by the 29th.
Not to worry. Right, so where are you guys going, yeah? Scarborough?
Scarborough, right.
Always busy on holidays and it never changes. Rail industry, I think, is becoming more and more popular with people travelling with all the flexible fares.
As well as enforcing ticketing, dispensing travel information and generally helping passengers, Claire also keeps an eye on the hardware. And as if she didn't have enough to deal with,
Didn't you know that was just going to happen? Watch that button.
Claire has spotted a door that won't shut. The train can't leave until it's closed, and delays on her watch are not an option.
So I'll have to watch at the next station because that can incur more delays. If it starts causing more problems, then I'll have to lock it out of use. Thanks, you're going in there, are you? Good afternoon, all tickets and rail cards ready, please?
Claire's real worry is the dodgy door, but there are still tickets to check.
Thank you very much. People were standing around sitting in the vestibules, so I didn't see any spare seats, so it's just classed as full. Most trains this morning, I think, by all accounts, leaving London. Very, very busy, as was yesterday, busy. And then all guys are going to come back. I see your ticket there, please. Ricardo, hopefully you'll get a seat sometime. When it's really, really busy, you can't really get through the whole of the train, so you're not attending to everybody's needs. Well, you can do your job, but you just feel like you're constantly chasing your tail.
Claire's train is nearing Doncaster, halfway through its 330-mile journey. And as if a jam-packed train and a mixed bag of ticket demands weren't enough to deal with, she still has to contend with the dodgy door in Coach D.
When I come to dispatch here, I'll shut the doors, and if the same thing happens again like I did at Peterborough, then I'll just have to go and run and close it, and then if it is going to continue to do that, then I'll have to lock it out. I've just realised I haven't got my company mobile yet. It's this door, this is the problem. That's why that's there. So there's obviously been a fiddle with it before. No passengers can use this door now, they just have to use the other door, and then it saves us getting delayed.
And Claire is thinking further down the line by keeping the control centre in the door repair loop.
Vehicle number 12468, and it is door A for Alpha. It's been locked out of use due to it not being able to close properly en route. Okay, thank you, bye-bye.
Claire's not the only guard struggling through a stressful Good Friday shift. Up the line, just outside of York, train guard Michael has got his hands full.
Tickets there, please. Thank you.
Trying to check the tickets of 500+ standing room-only customers wedged into every available square foot of space.
As it is, it's still pretty much full and standing all the way through the train.
You're looking for a little bit of carpet to actually sit on because people standing, sitting, and you've got luggage all over the place. Probably 90% of the people that's in the vestibules has actually got super off-peak tickets, saver tickets. It's up to them whether they take reservations or not, or ask for them. The majority of people don't, and then they just expect just to get on the train and get a seat. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Easter bank holiday, chance of finding a seat is really, really difficult, you know what I mean?
Back on Claire's northbound Edinburgh train, her busiest shift of the year is coming to a close.
See this? Never got me today. It has got many people, but it hasn't got my train.
As the train pulls into Newcastle station and one Claire heads home,
Later.
another Claire is taking the platform. Claire, too, has been working on the railway for just under 20 years. Tonight, she'll be dispatching all the Good Friday trains.
Oh, stand clear! Excuse me! Stand back! Honest truth, a really, really bad shift. I think it's going to be really busy with the Easter holidays and obviously hen parties and stag do's. I think we're going to get quite a lot. I do think they'll get drunker as the day goes on as well, so I think we'll get quite a lot of drunk people, and I think it'll be an interesting one.
And the first incident of the evening is calling ahead to announce itself.
Do you know what it's in connection with, Darren?
No idea, I dare see the covers, man.
All right, thanks. There's a terminating service coming from King's Cross. The police have been called to it. I've asked Darren if he knows why they're being called, but we don't know yet. I think Pamela's just away up to have a word with the police officers.
4 males who've been causing problems on the train and spat on a victim. So it looks like it's going to be assault.
The police have just got on. Obviously, we can't do anything. It looks like they've opened the doors now. They'll not let passengers off, you see, till they cuff them or they get them under control. I've been spat on before as well, mind. I have been spat on, and it's horrendous. It's horrible. It's like a violation. It's not right. But we used to have, I don't know if they've still got the spit kits, But I got spat on when somebody was actually leaving Newcastle, so really it was pointless. I didn't really report it, if I'm honest, because it was just...
I got
a shock.
on, but they went to spit on my face.
It's not nice.
But I turned so that actually spat in my hair.
Are you all right? Are you sure? Just checking you are all right. So did you split them up? Did you put them in different carriages?
Yeah, well, they pulled the alarm and then I got complaints about them. So I went through there, I gave them two options. I said I was going to kick them all off or they can sit in different carriages. Yeah.
Despite all the aggro, Claire loves her job and wouldn't swap it for the world.
I only came for the summer season and I'm still here 18 years later. What's going on there? Can you imagine doing anything else us now? Nah. Do you know what I love? It's not about like the job. The job's great, but it's like the people I work with as well. I just find them really funny, and I can't work in an office now. It would kill me, that, having to sit looking at the clock. All right?
A typical Friday night on the East Coast line is always lively.
So one chap once, he'd walked into the pasty shop opposite my information point, he'd got a coffee, been told by the police needed a coffee to sort of sober up before he got on the train. He walked out of the pasty shop and tripped over an invisible step, straight on his face, coffee everywhere, and I don't think he managed to get on a train that night.
It's nightfall on Good Friday at Newcastle station and some of the passengers look like they've been partying for a few hours already.
All right, watch your own fall, lads, all right? Stick to the side, OK?
Claire's first stag do of the evening is more like a stagger do and a bit like herding over friendly sheep.
You're all right, I'll just keep you that way. Just so I know you're safe. All right? Just so I know you're safe. I had to dispatch the train and he was talking away and asking how old I was and would I go on a date. So it does put you off, I'm not going to lie. It's not going to put you off. But at the end of the day, I've got a job to do.
Careful up here.
There, he's got one, look. You get their happy drunks, they're culpable drunks, they're chatting you up drunks, OK. But you do get some really aggressive ones that are quite scary.
Platform drama in Newcastle as Good Friday goes bad.
No, it's upset Pam. She's away now. Why treat her like that? I don't understand it.
It's been an eventful Good Friday at Newcastle station. Customer service assistants Claire and Pam are trying to dispatch one of their final trains of the evening. But in an instant, Good Friday turns bad.
Right, go on.
Yeah. Oh, now you are.
Wait. No.
Listen. Sorry about.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law.
Well, that's on camera and that could be taken away.
She's not me.
Go enjoy your night. Go on.
I'm only 17. I'm for a child like.
One of the lads, I think he took it a little bit too far. One of them gave her a cuddle and then the brother came in, but he actually grabbed her head. And to me, that isn't right. That's assault to me. I don't think anyone should be like grabbing your head. You know, they go too far. It's upset Pam. She's away now. I just think that's out of order. Why treat her like that? I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will, really. And I do get annoyed about it, and I do feel like we don't get a lot of respect at times. And I think, you know, yeah, we're standing there blowing a whistle, but we're doing a job, we're getting money for our families. We're not here, we don't want any hassle. We want to get people away on trains on time. You know, we're just doing a job. We wear a uniform, but we're all human beings at the end of the day, and there's no need for that. It does annoy us, I'm not going to lie.
East Coast has hundreds of CCTV cameras on trains and platforms to help protect its staff, and it takes assaults seriously.
I reported it, but most of the time, which in that case, by the time you report it, he's left the station, so there's not a lot you can do really. You've just got to put it to your back of the mind and get on with your job.
Sometimes I go home and I can't switch off, and I think tonight I might not switch off. I might have just a nice cup of coffee, sit down, relax, and sometimes on late it takes us a while to go to bed because I often think about what's happened during the shift.
Good Friday ends on a sour note for Claire and Pam. But elsewhere on the East Coast Line, a bright and clear Easter Saturday morning brings hope for a happy reunion.
One of the things I really like about being a train driver, you're seeing people get off the train and you're seeing people run up to the people that are there meeting at the station, and you know, they run up to each other and they hug each other, and it's just wonderful because you think, actually I've been a part of bringing these people together, and it's so nice to do.
Train journeys and romance have long travelled hand in hand, and East Coast's hundreds of miles of track see their fair share of long-distance love affairs. For Joyce, a school teacher from north of Inverness, and Steve, a postman from Barnsley, the East Coast Line ensures that even 400 miles of separation can't keep them apart.
So you're looking forward to seeing me?
It's been a few weeks since the long-distance sweethearts last saw each other. Now, on Easter Saturday, Joyce still has 2 trains and hundreds of miles to go, while Steve has a couple of hundred deliveries before catching his train to meet her.
I'm going down from Inverness to Doncaster to spend Easter with Steve and his folks.
The couple have been dating for 4 years, and their railway reunions have a special significance. A train was the stage for their very first brief encounter.
I was going down to Edinburgh for a friend's son's first communion, and I just noticed this chap opposite me, and we started chatting.
Talked about anything really, hello and have a seat that's free. And
He said, oh, I meant to get off at Inverkeithing. And I must admit, I thought, oh, that's a shame.
there was an older gentleman struggling into a coach, and by the time he'd sat down to clear the gangway, it was too late because the train doors were shut. And I went, ah, panic.
And the next thing, people in the carriage were saying, oh, he's missed his stop, he's missed his stop. And I said, oh, it's nothing to do with me, I don't know him. To which the whole carriage just burst out laughing because it was obvious we'd been chatting, you know, all the way down. When we got to Edinburgh, he handed me a little card with his contact details on, and he said, if there's ever anything I can do for you, or anything I can do to help you, just let me know. And I just thought that was so sweet.
Well, it worked out very well, didn't it? It was one of those chance meetings to start with, and it just got better.
How are you? Watching your back? You're late.
Always been a lot of trouble.
I dropped the bunny.
Oh, you never dropped the bunny?
I did. I dropped the bunny.
Thank you.
Oh. You're embarrassing me.
Good.
It's finally Easter Monday. Families have been visited, adventures have been had, and a heroic amount of chocolate has been consumed. Now it's time for tens of thousands of long weekend travellers to board an East Coast train and head for home.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. Do you have a ticket that goes with it as well, please? Lovely. Excellent.
Train guard Claire is on a London-bound afternoon express and is overseeing a very different kind of holiday crowd than she encountered on Good Friday.
It's very busy, yeah. Everybody's in a quiet mode today because they've probably been burning a candle at both ends.
In a quiet moment that express trains sometimes allow, Claire makes some light refreshments for the man in the driving seat.
Splits the journey up a bit for them. There's 3 hours in the seat just staring out the window. And especially how we don't stop anyway. Just get breaks it up for them a bit. Just put some biscuits and little goodies in there for them. There's a cup of tea for you. And some biscuits. All right? Okay. I'll see you later on. Take care.
Out on the platform at Newcastle, train guard Adrian is going to be looking after one of the last services of the marathon Easter weekend, and he's got a special reason for looking forward to getting home.
Yeah, getting home tonight's going to be a late one. By the time we get home, it'll be 11:30, so it's getting back again for the missus, because we've only got 3 weeks left now before she's due to give birth to our fourth, so there's little disruption between here and London, the better for me, so I can get straight back. Feels like it could be any day. Hoping that baby will arrive on a day off, not when I'm in Newcastle, waiting to go back on a train hundreds of miles away. Here she comes. Let's have a look. So hopefully it's not too busy inside. Thank you, good evening, thank you. That's great, thank you very much. Cheers. There we are, thank you very much. Sorry guys, can I squeeze through there please? Thank you very much. It's quite strange, although I've got, say, 284 people around, it's actually quite a quiet train really. Everyone's very quiet, happy sat doing their own thing. So it's quite a subdued train. Must have been a busy weekend for everybody. Can I make my way that way please? That's all right please, thank you. It's a big difference from a Friday night train with 400 people on there with loud and parties and balloons. And this one's just a very chilled, calm, mellow train. Love it, yeah. Thank you, cheers.
Adrian always wears his guard's uniform with pride, but you'll never believe what lies beneath.
I've got a few tattoos. On my arm, I've got my daughter's name, she's Willow May. She's 3 years old now. And my eldest daughter, she's going to be 9 in a few weeks. So I've got some flowers and some bits there for my girls. And then on the other arm, I've got my son's name, which is a bit more bare. He's got my son's name written down there because he's going to be 11 in August. I've got space there because for my newborn when she's born. So it'll be Violet along there, maybe in Violet, maybe or some flowers. I think 4 will be enough. Yeah, I will end up covered in names. Like a dictionary or a name book. Ladies and the gentlemen, we are now on the approach to London King's Cross. My third, she was born 2 weeks early. So we're heading into that kind of zone now. We've got 18 days to go till this one's due. But that is me done for the night now.
The long Easter weekend is over for another year. The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
Come on, Frisco, I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Mandy bags, please!
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I've cooked that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham. Thank you very much for that news.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. There's a very special breed of dedicated people who eat, sleep and breathe the railway.
How many people have that view when they go to work?
Stop running!
This is the Newcastle service.
First, there are the drivers and the engineers who look after the trains.
Right, Jim, you can see that level of valves up already. Every single day of the year, that wire is live at 25,000 volts. You've done it already?
It's down to them to ensure the safety and comfort of all passengers across the entire rail network.
We've got BN12 coming in now. It's already about 40 minutes late. I have to get the boys on this and work around the clock. Those are the things that can go wrong.
And then there are the train spotters, who eagerly and patiently wait for hours for a glimpse of that special locomotive. All this for the love of trains. It's the dead of night at Bounds Green Engineering Depot in North London. Britain's travelling public is tucked up in bed, blissfully unaware of the mechanical wizardry taking place inside this 17-acre workshop, a hangar the size of an airport terminal.
How's that one over there, Echo? Pull it down.
24 hours a day, 364 days a year, the dedicated crew of engineers and mechanics
just do it.
Ensure that every intercity train in the East Coast fleet is in excellent working order.
Okie dokie, it's liven everything up.
Technical team leader Ray Bond
She'll be good.
is one of the engineers based at the locomotive works.
Yeah, see, she rotates through there, nice.
No, I'm not James Bond, it's just Ray Bond, and I'm not Basildon or Premium or Brooke or Uni. I'm none of those Bonds, I'm just Ray Bond. My proudest achievement is actually repairing these massive trains. So a train weighs 500 tonnes and it can come in with any manner of defects on it, and it's just an absolutely fantastic feeling to repair something and watch it go out, and knowing that the fact you have repaired it and it's going to go into London and people are going to get on that train and go somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's all good now, mate. Yep, brilliant, cheers, Goody.
Just as the trains have their timetables to keep, the Bounds Green night shift is on a tight schedule.
The day shift is sort of more relaxed. On the night shift, yeah, you are aware of time scales. You know you must get the train serviced. You've got to get it out, ready to get the next one in so that can be serviced as well.
HQ has assigned Bond his first mission of the night, the examination of the driver's cabin. There are 2 cabins attached to each locomotive. Ray's mission would not be complete without checking the braking system.
Effectively, that's just your ignition key. We'll go into what we call the auxiliary position, and that sets the locomotive up. If I move the controller forward and take power, we would eventually move forwards. So we take forwards. I can hear now all the fans are up to speed and everything. And then we can actually take power. So we just notch on, we can hear the electrical switches pick up, we can open them up. If we left that power on, eventually that power would be great enough to overcome the brakes. This particular locomotive packs 6,500 horsepower, so she's a powerful bit of kit. She weighs 84 tonnes, the train itself is about 500 tonnes, so that's why we need that 6,000 plus horsepower to get her going. But yeah, she does have enough power in her to overcome the brakes, and eventually she would move.
The train isn't moving, which means the brakes are working. Next up, if you've ever wondered what lies beneath the bonnet of an intercity train engine, now's your chance. Bond's next operation is to check out the locomotive.
Sort of a general look, knowing that everything's where it should be and everything. Obviously, you do get used to the feel of how the locomotive should be. You even get used just to the sound they make. You know when something's become loose, or if something's not working correctly, it just doesn't sound right anymore. So we'll go through, just check.
The same checks need to be performed in the second cab at the other end of the engine.
Hello, it's Bond here. Who's there?
You're a smooth operator, Bond. It's now 1:45 in the morning at East Coast Engineering Depot in North London. While the country is sound asleep, the night shift is in full swing. As one train leaves, another arrives to take its place. Keeping the rolling stock organised is team leader and train fanatic Galbert, or Gilly, as his mates like to call him.
Oh, don't forget, anything, let me know quickly. Yeah. You have to love trains, you have to be dedicated, and you have to know what you're doing. I would say engineers are a special breed, yeah, because especially engineers who are working on trains. You have to have the train thing in your blood. Yeah, you have to be a railwayman. I love my job. I enjoy it very much.
One of Gilly's responsibilities is to check inside the passenger carriages.
We're looking for anything out of the ordinary that would cause passenger discomfort, as in damaged armrests, damaged seats, anything sticking out that could injure the passenger or their clothing. We found crutches, artificial legs, all kind of nonsense to find on there.
Most items are taken to lost property. Most, but not all.
We found people asleep on the train, especially in the toilets. Winter time, you find that a lot. They tend to dodge the staff when the train pulls into King's Cross. And then we have to... It's normally a struggle to get them off because they're normally drunk or whatever, asphyxiated with drugs, whatever. But we do get them off.
The night shift tackles the most dangerous job on the railway.
There's that much power, it will kill you. It's as simple as that.
It's the middle of the night at the East Coast Engineering Works depot in Bounds Green.
All right then, son? Hey, is it working all right then?
Every night the team services the fleet of electric and diesel locomotives. One of the electric-powered trains arrives needing a vital piece of equipment replaced, the pantograph. It's a metal arm housed at the top of the engine which feeds electricity from the overhead wires into the locomotive. This powers the train like a dodgem, but only 5,000 times more powerful.
On the top of the pantograph is a pantograph head. That's actually in contact with the overhead wire. Top surface of that is made of carbon. That wears as it's running under the wire, So every so many days we change it out, we put a new one on there.
Technical team leader Ray Bond teams up with engineering technician Lester for the job.
Excellent. But you're going to change the pan head, aren't you?
Yeah.
Working around electrical currents of up to 25,000 volts is one of the most dangerous jobs on the railway.
It's incredibly dangerous. These electric trains are incredibly quiet. And for all intents and purposes, when you see one sitting still like this, you think it's completely dead. But it's not. All the time, every single day of the year, that wire is live at 25,000 volts. You don't even have to touch it. Even if you just get near, it will jump. There's that much power, it will jump to you and it will kill you. It's as simple as that. There's no second chance with it. We turn off the 25,000 volts first, obviously, for safety. All these vehicles have an orange line painted on them, and effectively that's a safety line. And you do not put any part of your body above that orange safety line unless the overhead electricity has been turned off. Yep, cheers,
Got it?
got it, yep.
Well done.
Right, that's our old pan head down. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's quite a strange phenomenon. Obviously the 25,000 volts is switched off, but to actually still try and touch that wire while it's dead, it's a strange thing. Can you touch it? Oh!
I don't like touching it.
Nah, even though we all know it's dead, it's still really hard to touch it.
Another mission accomplished by Bond, Ray Bond. "325 miles north of the Bounds Green Depot, it's almost dawn at Edinburgh's Waverley Station. The first service out today is the most famous train in the East Coast Fleet, the Flying Scotsman. Named after the legendary engine that joined the two capital cities of Edinburgh and London, this 21st century version is one of the flagship services on the East Coast Line. The customer service team is on board early to ensure passengers are looked after, and like the night shift at Bounds Green, they're on a tight schedule.
So we've got to make sure we've got everybody fed and watered before final destinations. From here to Newcastle, it's only an hour and 20 minutes, so we've got to fit how many get on into their breakfast before we get to Newcastle.
In charge of feeding the first-class passengers is on-board chef Scott.
At the moment we're on schedule as far as the prep's going. The trick to working in a small team in a small space is not to be a prima donna chef who's just like, this is my space and you're not allowed in it. I've worked with a few guys like that and it doesn't work. Let the games begin.
Good morning. My name is Bill Stewart. Can I have your Chinese pizza?
Flying Scotsman leaves Edinburgh at 5:40 in the morning and stops only at Newcastle before speeding its way to London, with his passengers fed, watered and ready for the working day. Almost all of his passengers are travellers who prefer to take the train rather than fly to London for business.
Typical Monday morning, quite a few passengers on board, but always a bit hectic the Monday morning getting organised. Once we get ourselves organised and the chef's organised, hopefully it'll all run like clockwork. We'll see what happens.
Hi there, any tea or coffee for you this morning?
Coffee, please. Everything is ticking along for Gail, but customer service assistant Chris is struggling with a notoriously tricky piece of mechanical hardware.
Oh, come on. There was a bit of miscommunication between myself and the toaster. I think we burnt 9 bits of toast. You've got to stand and actually observe the bread toasting. If not, you'll end up with burnt toast.
A little bit of burnt toast never did anybody any harm.
My favourite passenger this morning. No offence. Ah yeah, yes. You got breakfast too, didn't you? Yeah.
She enjoyed his sausage.
6 a.m. at Barnes Green Engineering Depot in North London.
All right, we'll get inside and check the rest of the stuff. There you go, Jim.
Team leader Gilly and his men have the huge responsibility of checking that the braking system on every train in the depot meets the national safety standard.
When you work on a train, especially if you're working anywhere near the wheels, the brake system, you've got lives in your hands. Yeah. 300 lives in your hands every time you go near a train. Just let me know what is not okay. Yeah, and don't forget to check the car coupling damper. They check all on the carriage, panels, brake pads, calipers, wheels condition, and so on.
Each train weighs over 500 tons and can seat around 500 passengers, and the brake pads need to be changed regularly. That's 25,000 brake pads every year.
That is a pair of brake pads. That's what it looks like. And they'll check for the thickness. Yeah. See the difference in thickness. If you allow them to wear too thinly, the metal bit would just rub on the metal part of the disc and crack the disc.
Passenger safety is paramount at Barnes Green. The depot runs the equivalent of an MOT assembly line, servicing up to 10 trains a night, fixing any problems and returning the engines to their stations in time for morning services.
You can see that level of valve is up already. It's always a race against time. We have to beat the clock all the time.
If the night shift is late, its trains won't run on time, passengers will be delayed, and the company could incur substantial fines.
We have late departure from King's Cross, lots of complaints, trains in the wrong places. We have a sort of like knock-on effect, and that in turn would cost us money.
The train has been fixed, and Gilly needs to immediately dispatch it back to King's Cross. But there's a problem. It's not moving.
We're obviously having troubles with the signal. We have a above flashing light and a warning siren. None of those are happening.
The clock's ticking, but Gilly and his team are at the mercy of signals. It's only safe for the train to leave when the light is green. To add fuel to the fire, there's another train arriving at the depot, and it's already 40 minutes behind schedule.
We've got BN12 coming in now. It's already about 40 minutes late. I'm concerned about the time, so I have to turn this around. It's beginning to mount up now.
Gilly and his team now have to double their normal workload in only half of the usual time.
I have to get the boys on this and work around the clock to meet program.
Gilly goes back to try and solve the problem with the first train. It's still waiting to leave.
We're having a problem on the line. We can't get the signals yet to clear the train so the train can leave the depot. So Tony's going to try closing and opening the doors again.
Opening and closing the doors should reset the system.
Any joy?
There should be flashing lights and a warning siren, but nothing's happening.
Those are the things that can go wrong. It is a big problem. Slightly worrying now.
For the train to reach King's Cross in time to begin its scheduled journey, Gilly has no choice but to override the red light and dispatch the engine with extreme caution.
I'll let you deal with that.
Yeah, it's doing it now.
Yeah. Right.
Finally, after 30 minutes of delay, the train can head out to King's Cross.
It's a relief to get this one up now anywhere. I can go and have a cup of tea in peace.
It's 7 a.m. and the Flying Scotsman East Coast flagship express service from Edinburgh to London has just pulled into Newcastle, the only stop on its route. 100 more passengers board for the journey to King's Cross, and the train needs to be fully restocked in only 3 minutes. Over 36,000 business travellers use this service every year. Nothing less than excellence is demanded by passengers and staff alike, especially in first class.
Typical day at the office, you go up for a passenger who's needing coffee, you go up and it's tea. What should be in that one? Coffee. Guess what? Tea. Tea.
Yeah, it looks like coffee. It's coffee.
I'm here all week, by the way.
Yeah.
That shouldn't taste like tea. Third time lucky for yourself?
Go for it. Thank you.
After just 4 hours, the Flying Scotsman completes his 325-mile early morning workout and pulls into King's Cross on time. And while the passengers begin their working day, 7 miles north at the engineering works in Vans Green, Ray and the night shift team are ending theirs.
When we finish the shift and we've got an empty depot, we know that we've done what we're paid to do, really. For me, that's my shift over. I shall now make my way home and have a well-deserved sleep, I think, and yeah, get up and get ready to do it all over again this evening.
Thunderbirds are go. Going back in time, that is.
Saying that's a classic one, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Proper railway.
And York Station faces the invasion of the train spotters.
That's exactly how steam trains should be.
East Coast Trains takes 19 million passengers up and down 936 miles of track every year. As part of a £1.6 billion network rail upgrade, a section of the London to Edinburgh mainline route is being diverted. Driver Steve can't start using the detour until he completes a test drive of the new route using what's known as a Thunderbird locomotive.
Stations, signals, route, crossings, just get them all off, and basically then when we get to the end, it's am I ready for being assessed and passed out.
Steve must negotiate the journey from Peterborough to Lincoln and back. And with instructor Mario at his shoulder.
It worked.
Thunderbirds are go. That's right, mirror signal maneuver.
What a lovely day. So through Eastfield, Honours made.
Steve needs to memorise all level crossings, new signals and slower speed limits.
960. The differences between this route and the main line are, one is, it's sort of more rural. When it's dark, it really is dark. There's not as many landmarks, sort of towns and villages that we're going through, which are good landmarks for you, particularly in foggy, when it's dark, in them sort of conditions. And it's a lot slower. And sometimes I find the faster you go, it's easier to learn a route, actually, than when you're actually pootling around at this sort of 55 mile an hour.
The Thunderbird is used for rescuing stranded engines and training new drivers. It can pull up to 3,000 tons and reach a top speed of 125 miles an hour.
Here we go, proper railway.
It's not just about staying on track.
Littleworth, distance signal, off. Do you want me to do restricted commentary?
No, keep going.
Driving an older line, Steve also has to get acquainted with vintage technology.
It's insane, that's a classic one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And obviously you can see the difference between seeing that and seeing one of the new LED colour lights is tremendous, really, the sighting of them and everything.
Yeah, but it still works, doesn't it?
Oh, it still works, yeah. And to me, this is the skill of us, isn't it, as drivers? You know where they are and everything like that, whereas Some colour lights just make it that tad easier. I can kill more pheasants with one of these than Edwards can with his shotgun.
Since the birth of the railways, a rare breed has been observed lurking in railway stations, a species that loves trains and all that they stand for. This breed is commonly known as the train spotter.
Oh, my name's Ian Willoughby, I'm 27 years old. I've been train spotting for about 20 years now, just over.
Train enthusiasts, as they prefer to be known, log serial numbers of each coach or locomotive they see. Ian highlights numbers already printed out in a handbook that one of his train spotting mates created.
I take the data file with me everywhere I go, just in case I see something different and I can mark it off there and then, rather than sitting for hours at a time when I get home at 11, 12 o'clock, midnight, marking them all off.
To some, he may be a figure of fun, but Ian is proud to be a train spotter.
I call it train spotting. There's a lot of people that won't call it train spotting because train spotting brings that sort of stereotypical anorak, flask of tea, notebook sort of thing. But it's moved on obviously with technology as well.
Today, Ian's on the lookout for a rare steam train that will be stopping at York.
Today, I'm here for the Great Britain 6 rail tour. It's a 9-day trip around the UK. Today's the last day of it, and it's all steam, 100% steam locomotive. It's round about 20 minutes away from where I am now, according to the website.
So Ian waits and waits and waits and waits.
Just whistled. It's just on its way in now. Brilliant, isn't it? It's pretty special, isn't it?
Ian is by no means alone in his passion for the great age of steam. The Union of South Africa was built in Doncaster in 1937 and was one of the fastest locomotives of its time.
Basically now what's happening is this engine here is coming off and they're going to put another one exactly the same type as this one, another A4, bit onto the front of it. I've been on a few steam trains, yeah. I'm actually going on one in September from Crewe up to Perth.
Once the engines are swapped, Ian can head off on the second leg of his big adventure.
The plan now is to get the train to Doncaster. I have to get this train because it gets to Doncaster about 20 minutes before this does, and then I'll see it come through Doncaster at a fair rate of knots, hopefully. Doncaster, yeah.
Due to the engineering works on the main line from Peterborough to Lincoln, East Coast train driver Steve is learning a new temporary route. training in the Thunderbird locomotive with his instructor Mario.
There we go. Just walk everybody up now.
He's just dropped his coffee in the house.
Right. I don't like blowing horn here because they're all retired people at this side.
Where?
Bungalows. If you look, all workers live on the right-hand side and all retired ones are on left.
Steve's training is interrupted by a red light. At each signal, Mario needs to get out of the cab and call the control room to ensure the line ahead is clear. All very 20th century.
Hello, sir. It's driver off this 0 Papa 07 again at your Mike Golf number 3, sir. Right. So you're going to give me a Mike Golf number 3 signal, and when we get it, we're going to approach Cherry Holt. When we get to Cherry Holt crossing, we're going to not cross over it until it is safe to do so, and go over it at caution. When we get over the crossing, we're actually going. Then we're all right to carry on as normal. Cheers. Thank you very much, sir.
You keep saying that when you get on phone, don't you?
Oh, he gives you a
hello.
He says good morning, puts me straight on.
Lincoln Station.
So, 65 miles and 1 hour later, how did Steve do, Mario?
Wow. How much is that worth? Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
He's only slapped me twice. So
I did have dark hair though, first day. No, he's fine. They're fine.
Job's a good one.
We can drive in this gun.
A train-loving artist takes the biggest gamble of her career,
The moment of no return now.
and driver Graham is crowned king of the rails.
I sit in the best seat of the house because I have everything in front of us.
Ian the train spotter is on his way from York to Doncaster for a second glimpse of his favourite steam locomotive.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We shall be arriving into Doncaster Station. If you are leaving the service here, please.
It's the magic of the steam train, really. It's something that you don't see very often. I think that's what draws people to it. It's a sort of, it's something completely different. It's the history of it, the British engineering, the sense of grand design that you don't seem to get on the trains these days.
Basically now just going to wait for the steam train to come from York. It's about 10 minutes away, hopefully. So with any luck, shouldn't be long before it'll come flying through here.
Train spotting is a waiting game, and having the patience of a saint always pays off. And sure enough, there in the distance,
I think that's the smoke from it. See that? I sort of, oh, whoa. Yeah. That's exactly how steam trains should be. That was pretty special to me. That's one of the reasons I do spotting. See something different that's not a regular occurrence, something rare, especially at that kind of speed, just doing what it should, doing what it was built to do. Working a proper train from York to London on the main line, exactly what it's all about.
in Whitby, North Yorkshire, 90 miles up the line from me and the train spotter, artist Christine also has a passion for the railways.
Been painting professionally for 15 years, but I have painted all my life. My parents both painted, and that's where I picked it up from, I reckon.
Christine's painting of York Station is to be submitted to a prestigious competition in London.
2 of my snow scenes I am sending to the Royal Academy Summer Exhibition, which is the most prestigious exhibition in Britain. The chance to hang your work alongside the likes of David Hockney, Ken Howard, Fred Cumin, some of Britain's top painters, it is a huge draw for painters all over Britain.
Christine's journey begins at York Station. It was here, at York, while waiting for a friend to arrive, that the painting was inspired.
I was looking across the platform of the snow and the people waiting on the platform.
The railways are a constant source of inspiration for Christine.
As I travel by train, I often sit and doodle just for amusement. I've always got a sketchbook in my bag, and there'll be a farm building from here, some trees from there, and it gets made up purely for amusement.
Today's trip is one of the most important journeys of Christine's career as a professional artist.
A little apprehension about the Royal Academy exhibition, but it's not one that you build your hopes on too much. A lot of exhibitions you hope to get a picture in. This one, it's always a bonus when you do.
Every day you come to work, irrespective of where you're going or what time you're starting, it's different. You could go the same journey every day, but it would be different every day. And not many people can say that, you know what I mean? I still love my job today as I did 34 years ago when I first started.
Graham is proud to be a driver along the Newcastle to Inverness line. Over 260 miles of the most picturesque scenery on the entire British railway network.
Both my grandfathers and my father all worked on the railway, but they were all signalmen. I'm the only one in my family who's come on the footplate. My dad, he always regarded the driver as being having the best job in the railway. I must admit he's right. But me personally, it's, you can't beat a bit of variation. Whatever walk of life you do, whatever job you do, if there's a bit of variety, it makes it a bit more interesting.
Despite being spoiled for choice, Graham does have a favourite section of the route.
Between Berwick and Bournemouth. It's just because you overlook the North Sea and you're right on the cliff tops, and it's just a superb outlook.
Graham loves his work, but every job comes with the odd occupational hazard.
And you know, you get that feeling, oh, I want to go to the toilet. Very, very rarely you get caught short. You know, it does happen. Obviously, it's human nature. Everybody gets caught short, but it's generally it's very, very rare. And there is opportunities for you to go to the toilet.
But even old hands like Graham get caught out every once in a while.
I was in a place just a few miles south of Peterborough, actually, what's called the Fens. I just put the brake on, I went to the toilet. And I continued the journey. I told the signalman when I got back why, you know. But then our control rang us up, asked us why I lost 2 or 3 minutes. I had to explain.
Christine, an artist from Whitby in North Yorkshire, has taken the train to London to submit 2 paintings to the Royal Academy Summer Exhibition. One of them is of York Station.
Quite a contrast from Whitby, where we've only got 2 sets of traffic lights. It's an eye-opener coming to London.
The odds of one of Christine's pictures being chosen are very long indeed.
So there's a very large entry. I believe the percentage chance of getting work in is about 1 in 20, depending on the number of entries. The moment of no return now. Just to unwrap these and hand them in, and that's me done. Not feeling confident, but I think they stand a fighting chance. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi there.
I just need to scan the back.
Just scan the back, thank you.
Yeah.
There's one. There's two. Thank you. Right.
It's all out of Christine's hands now. The paintings will be judged at a later date.
I think that both paintings have a good chance, and I'm always optimistic when I put them in. And yeah, yes, I have to say I will be slightly disappointed if they don't get in.
East Coast driver Graham is heading north on the Newcastle to Inverness line. Even though it's a long and lonely 5.5-hour journey, which ends with an overnight stay in Inverness, Graham loves it so much he jumps at the chance to do it.
Yeah, it's a volunteer link. You're not forced to do it. And if you don't want to do it, it just goes back to the next man who's waiting to come on. A lot of people don't like staying away from home, which I can understand. People don't like sleeping in strange beds all the time. And actually, it can be a very lonely link, because you can sign on some days and never speak or see anybody, or see very, very few people, or speak to very, very few people, if at all. It's what the individual makes it. Here we are here, Dromocta Pass. There it is. Dromocta, that's how it's pronounced. It's the highest point in the rail network. When you look at this out the window, you think to yourself, how many people have that view when they go to work? And that's when I count myself lucky. I say that every time I come up here. It's stunning, man. Can't beat it.